If you don't like what you see, why the fuck do you come? Why? If you don't like the culture here, if you don't like the tradition here, if you don't want to see women walking around without hijab on, why the fuck do you come? Why? If you don't want to listen to music, if you don't want to see people playing drums and attending programs of music where people dance, why do you come? Why the fuck do you come otherwise? If you think they're the kuffar, and if you hate them so much, their ways, and if your Prophet told you that if you are living among the kuffar, and if you are emulating the ways of the kuffar, you belong to one of them, or you become one of them. Why the fuck do you come otherwise then? Why? If you have rich Muslim countries and you don't want non-Muslim countries to rule the world with civilized manners, then why the fuck do you come? Why? If you believe that somebody shouldn't have freedom of choice to accept or leave a religion, and when your religion taught you that if somebody leaves your religion, he should be put to death, then you know your religion is not compatible here. And if you don't believe in reforming your religion, then why the fuck do you come? Why? If you believe any problem should be solved with a sword, when you know the kuffar or the people who do not believe in your religion and progress in the world, then why the fuck do you come here? Why? Why? When you know that in these countries, in inheritance, male and female get equal shares. And here, women are encouraged to go for education and work. Whereas your Quran, your Prophet taught you that women should be wearing the veil and they should be staying behind the curtain. Then why the fuck do you bring a woman here? When we believe that even you as a Muslim should have equal rights as a citizen, but you are not prepared to accept that we should be having equal rights in your country, then why the heck do you come? If you want freedom of speech for your religion, and if you want to preach your religion in the land of the kuffar, then why don't you stop persecuting our people who want to preach our views in your countries? Why? Why won't you give us freedom of speech in your countries? And why won't you give us equal protection in your countries? And why will you tell us that we won't have the right to return to our birthlands simply because we left that cult? Why? Why do you want equal rights here then? Why? Why don't you love the people who took you on board as one of their own, regardless of your color, regardless of your religious beliefs? Why don't you love them then? Why don't you accept them as one of your own then? Why do you want to believe that Islam should dominate, which doesn't treat people equally? Why? Why do you come otherwise? Why the fuck do you come? When your religion, your Quran says that non-Muslims are the worst creatures. And when we say, even as Muslims, we love you. We don't hate you. We hate your religion, but we don't hate you. But you, on the other hand, don't see the difference. You do not differentiate between a people, a person, and his belief. You don't see the difference. You don't know what it means that I can hate your disease, but I love you and I will take the risk on my life to save you from that disease. You don't see the difference, do you? You don't see how this civilization progressed And you don't even understand the basics of freedom of speech, freedom of conscience, freedom of thought, freedom of the judiciary. You don't see any meanings to all this, do you? You don't. These are all strange terms to you. Why do you want to make Britain Bangladesh? Why do you want to take small pieces of Britain and turn them into small Bangladesh, small Pakistan? Why? Why? Why don't you want to accept the culture? Because this is the culture which made this country great. And that's how it became Great Britain. Why do you want to live in the past? Why do you always want to talk about the imperialist past? Let's talk about now. When you are a Rohingya Muslim fleeing Myanmar, you were not taken on with smiling faces by Bangladesh or Malaysia. You were accepted with open arms by the people who you call the Kafirs. They gave you human dignity. They gave you welfare. And now you want to pillage these lands? Why? Why the fuck do you want to come then? Why? If you don't appreciate the fact that we are all humans, we should have freedom. If you believe in a God, that God only loves you if you are a Muslim, and He hates all the other living beings that He created simply because we don't bow to Him, then how come we see love all over in the nature? You don't see the meanings to that, do you? You don't understand love, do you? You don't. Because you want to dominate with sword, because you believe heaven is under the sword. And you believe whoever is not agreeing with you should be subjected to abuses, should be subjected to threats, and his head should be chopped off. Then why the fuck do you come? Why? Here, we celebrate lives. We respect people regardless of their color, regardless of their religious affiliations. But you don't believe in all those, do you? We want to see the beauty of a woman and we appreciate it. We don't want to put our women in chains. We are men. We are strong enough to say, that woman is beautiful, but she doesn't belong to me. And we will respect that woman. And we will not want to say that we are so weak that if I see her face, if I see her hair, I would love to rape her. We don't think that way. We don't. But if you believe that here the Islam should dominate, the very Islam you fled from, the very Islam which destroyed even your mosques, the very Islam which helped you persecute, instigate you to persecute people of other faiths and turned your countries into living hellholes, then why the fuck do you come? Why? Why don't you respect our ways as well? If you don't see, or if you don't like what you see, go back. Take the next flight and go back. Nobody is forcing you to live here. Nobody is forcing you to live here. Nobody is forcing you to live here. If you're fasting in your country, you tell people of other faiths that they cannot be seen eating during the time of Ramadan. But here, even during the time of Ramadan, you see people eating. Restaurants are open. If this is a punishment for you, why the fuck do you stay? Why? Go back. Go back. If you don't want to hear what I'm saying, shut your fucking video and get out of my channel.